Good morning. In the series of achieving sustainable development goals and going to moon, Mars, and beyond, once all the so-called highly literate people were sitting together, and along with them, few other leaders and the civil contractors and some fantastic people were there. Now, everybody was joking. Do you know what kind of mischievous things we did in a student's age? They were discussing all the things. I simply quoted one thing. Why all the times skipping the lecture or a contact session, skipping the exams by smart means, or skipping the quarrels or getting scolded from the teacher. These are only enjoyment and not the other side of it. I mean, we had a teacher. We had a lot of teachers right from my nursery KG to the engineering and PhD. I am lucky enough to get the best of the best teachers. So we had a teacher, for example, Sanskrit. Joshi madam was there, Agnihotri madam. So she was like my mother. Mother also was like that only. When she used to teach us Sanskrit, maybe 11th, 12th, or even 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, I studied under her. So once there was a chapter from Raghuvansham. Only one page chapter was there. But she taught her the whole Raghuvansham. And not only me, but we all the students went to her home. All the students. On Saturday and Sunday she read the whole the Raghuvansham, and from Sanskrit she translated into Marathi or English or Hindi, whosoever understanding whichever language. Such kind of teachers were there. Then we had a teacher of history, Halve sir. He taught us World War One. After teaching that those 4 or 5 pages, he asked us, "Are you interested in knowing the complete World War One?" We said yes. Khatam. He brought the book and read the whole book in his lecture only. Throughout a complete week, we came to know everything. So that what we learned before the age of 15 became so strong. Then we had chemistry teacher, maths teacher, who used to teach, if differential calculus is there, right from 11th grade to MSc final level, Master of Science final. He used to tell all the fundamentals. Chemistry also. If some alkanes and alkynes is there, the complete organic chemistry used to teach right from 11th grade to the MSc level. So such teachers were there. Then in engineering also, metallurgy professor was there. Heat transfer professor Dr. Taklati was there, and I was alone in the class at that time. He taught me the complete heat transfer, the whole book in 2 weeks, and I was eager enough to learn. Then metallurgy also, Dr. Wakode was there, Dr. Wakode. He taught me the complete metallurgy, right from a BTech level to the MTech level to the specialization in a heat transfer also. So in PhD also, Dr. Bapat and Dr. Rodi were my guides. So they taught me everything from engineering side of taught in the sense we discussed, in fact. The engineering side of automobile engineering, how to indigenize, then the financial side and marketing side and commercial side. Rode sir used to tell. If I had some problem, I used to go to a lot of professor and we discuss in length. Suppose some mathematical calculation is to be there. Last time I told you, one particular problem I faced, and on that day my PhD guide was not well. So like that happened in my engineering first year. Same thing happened at that time. That problem we couldn't solve. So I went to a senior person, professor. He said, "Oh, I don't understand." So he went to his PhD guide. Then he went to his PhD guide. This time only 3 level we went. and we could solve the problem. So it was about estimation and costing in the engineering field, how all those things are there. And at that time, if you remember, that Dr. Labde was there. He was teaching maths 1, maths 2 to us in engineering. So once I asked him question, he couldn't solve. He took me to his PhD guide. His PhD guide took me to his PhD guide. His PhD guide took it to his PhD guide. He was 95 years old. And then we all sat together and solved that problem. So that were 4 or 5 levels of things were there. I mean, these positive sides of things are also there in the education field. Once my students didn't understand one thing, sir, how it is done in the travels, how to implement travels, marketing in traveling industry. I said, we are going to Masuri this time. I said, how? That we will arrange. We will not take help from our university. At that time I was in UPES, University of Petroleum in Dehradun. So on Sunday we shall be going by the state transport bus. We will traveling there. We'll go to all the hotel over there in Masuri and we'll try to know how they do it. And remember one thing, if you miss the bus, you are not allowed in second bus. They said, yes sir. All the students raised hand. We went in the state transport bus, reached there. People went to, they made a team of couple of students. And they all went to all the hotels in the Masuri. They understood how it is done in the Masuri. And how do they get the international travelers, local travelers, or even, from Masuri, for example, Kanyakumari is almost, you may say, 2,500 kilometers away. So how do they get the travelers from there? I mean, so they understood everything and how it is arranged, how the itinerary is prepared, why do they come into their hotel, how their traveling arrangements are there, from pickup to drop to the airport or bus ISBT, interstate transport bus stand to, or maybe railway station. Everything they understood. We came back. I mean, my father also is also like this. Mother also is like this. If we didn't understand anything, he used to take there and show us. For example, during my engineering, I didn't understand one thing. He was at that time in Singapore and Jakarta. So he arranged our tickets. He took it to the Singapore, that technological museum, because that model was there in that museum, and he showed this is how it is done. If something I didn't understand in mechanical engineering, because I was student of automobile engineering, he used to take to the the railway museum, maybe it in Nagpur or Bhusawal or maybe Bombay or whichever place it is there. I mean, that is kind of the professors and teachers and even parents I got. And sometimes I didn't understand some trigonometrical problem. So my maternal uncle, he had SL Loni books and all those things, and even Sanskrit. My teachers were there who taught from the trigonometry from the Bhaskaracharya, Leelavati. From there also they taught the trigonometry. Fantastic. If such kinds of people we are living. My PhD guide's father, Dr. Bapat's father, Dr. Ramchandra Bapat was there. He used to work with the C.V. Raman before getting the Nobel Prize in the Nagpur Institute of Science is there. There he worked with him for 9 months, and he was professor here, Dr. Ram Bapat. And his teaching style was also like that. Once he had a very good garden in his house. So once I asked him something, oh, you want to understand that? Okay, you go, these are 2 rupees. Go and bring the pot, the earth, the fertilizer, and that plant from there, and then we'll build over here. You will understand how much time it takes to grow a wheat plant or rice plant or any plant, and when the flowers they start developing and when the fruits are there. He used to teach like that. So we are so lucky. I mean, surrounded by such people. And all the teachers were like that. If they taught me in the even first grade, I still remember what they taught because of the way of teaching, For example, 2 to the 2, 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, for example. So still we don't forget because it was taught like that. So we understood that this much time is required to get flowers, to get the fruits and all those things. So the other side of story should be, positive sides of the light should be propagated more than the negative side. Then only people will become literate, and literate people are better. I mean, there are people who try to keep people illiterate and so that they can be controlled. It is not like that. Willingly get controlled, willingly get self-governed, willingly get, self-enlightened, willingly get willingness to get self-enlightened, self-governed. That is more important. It is, if you go to some monastery where enlightened souls are there, they will be better to get control. At the end of the day, it is very difficult to control very much literate, very much, highly skilled. For example, even in military, you see, one soldier, he can kill 100 soldiers, for example, if we are taking that military. But to control them, it needs trust and willingness to get trusted as well. I'm giving you extreme side. Like that, even in this side, the monasteries, they are, they are willingness to get control and willingness to get enlightened. Similarly, even children are there, youth are there. They should be they should have willingness to get, enlightened with so many things. Don't tell only one thing that this is the. No, you see, you are coming into this field because you love this field and you are skilled for this. And I mean, they should be knowing all the sides, multifacets of each side of whatever the story they have, whatever the skill they have, whatever the career path they are choosing, whatever the life they are going to live. Enlightened and wise life is always better. So, you see, my request to the whole humanity is that let us build such a humanity which is self-enlightened, self-actualized, self-governed, self-controlled, self-satisfied, and they are willing to work for each other and willing to make humanity living forever, taking it to moon, Mars and beyond and so many places. It becomes a habit. It becomes a habit, if you are living in peace, in harmony and all those things. Same things will take it to other places as well. Okay, so from studies, positive and negative side, we came to the conclusion that if humanity has to survive, achieve sustainable development goals, then we definitely have to build a society which is living in harmony, living in peace, and wise and enlightened and self-governed people as well, who follow all the moral values, norms, ethics, and allowing others to also follow norms, ethics and values as well. Okay, thank you very much. May God bless humanity.